are tuning in to the Spiritual Tea with Reverend Dr. Kimmie, brewing balance for the mind, body, and soul. Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Reverend Dr. Kimmie. Now, what is the tea? Well, the tea is all about transformation, elevation, and alignment. This podcast isn't just a casual conversation. It's a journey into the depths of your being, where we uncover the hidden aspects of yourself that are yearning to come into the light. We dive in deep, offering you nuggets of wisdom, little sparks of insight, and practical tools to help you on your personal journey. Stay tuned. The Spiritual Tea starts now. Well, hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday. It's almost Samhain. I got my orange and black on, and I got my little kiss today. So let's get into it. Now, the opener does it all for me. It says what the tea is, but I want to give you a quick reminder. Tea is about transformation, elevation, and alignment. So we don't just cover one thing on this podcast. We're going to get deep into all those different layers so we can get to the core of who you are and elevate you and help you on your journey. Now, today's podcast kind of plays off of something I mentioned last week, and that was chakras. So today's on the Spiritual Tea, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of chakras, but we're not going to stick with the basics. And I know if you're here, you may already know what the basic ones are. You may have been curious and looked up chakras online before. And typically they just kind of go with some of the main ones. So I'm going to go and give us a little recap on the main ones, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of this episode. So here's the basics. Now, if you're asking what chakras are, they're literally the energy centers of your body. In essence, they govern everything from your physical health to your emotions and even your connection to the higher realms and to spirit. And the main reason they're so important now, I know in Western culture, we don't talk about them as much as in Eastern cultures, but they play a pivotal role if you are anyone that's done Reiki or had Reiki, for example, done to you, energy healing. That's where you take into account the energy centers of the body, and you can understand that a lot of times pains that you feel physically in the body are attuned or attributed to, attributed to blockages in your chakras. So if you're out of alignment with your chakras, that may reflect in other things, be it your daily life or just maybe even a lack of energy. So chakras are very, very important to us every day. They're like little energetic portals, basically. And they're wheels of energy, and they regulate your life force or your prana. Now, if you're energy sensitive, you may feel like if you do that, well, actually, you know what? If you're not, let's just say everyone is not. If you are not, or you've never really felt your energy in your body, okay, I'm gonna do a little experiment with everybody. Just shake your hands. I know it sounds weird, but just shake your hands, hit them together, just rub them, do all those things, right? And you'll start to feel tingles, right? Well, if you go like this, you can sometimes, if you know what you're looking for, feel like a magnet. So so that's like your energy body. You're feeling your whole, your energy, right? So that same thing is how we end up helping people with energy blocks when it comes to Reiki and energy healing. But it also gives you a good idea of that you are energy. You understand that you're energy. So your chakras play a big role in that. Now, the main chakras that people always talk about is, for one, the root chakra. That's all about grounding. The color that represents the root chakra is red, and it is located at the base of the spine. So it's down here. I'm sitting down, but down here. And it's really about grounding. when we say in the spiritual community, or just, people on their journeys, you need to ground into your energy. You need to ground. It's repetitive. We're always talking about grounding. But if you're not grounded in life, you're going to feel off. So grounding is an important practice, and it's a very important chakra. Now, the sacral chakra, which is the one that's represented by the beautiful color orange, my favorite color, is located below the navel. And this chakra governs your creativity, your emotions, and your sexuality. So that's a very important chakra too. The solar plexus, it's about your personal power. Now, that one is represented by yellow, a very sunny color, and it's located in the stomach area. It's kind of by your belly button, but not really. But it's in your stomach area, and it's related to your personal power and confidence and self-esteem. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The other one was navel, but yeah, down in that area. I'm always horrible at that. And then we have the heart chakra. Now, everyone knows about the heart chakra. That's represented by green, and that is located, of course, in the center of your chest, where your heart, where your heart is. And it's for love, compassion, and connection, our connection to everything. Now, of course, I'm using the most that I always use. My more important one is always my throat chakra. I'm always talking. And that's for your communication, represented by the color blue. And it's self-expression. So if you sometimes feel like you are choked up in your throat, you could have a blockage in your throat chakra. I mean, mind you, I'm not talking about medical advice or anything, but if you feel like you're not being your authentic self, you will tend to have some blockages in your throat chakra. And of course, we all talk about the third eye, your intuition, your third eye chakra. Is basically right between your eyebrows. And after that, you have your crown chakra, which is up here. Now, that's a quick rundown, but we're mostly familiar with those. But today, I kind of want to get us past that, because as you grow spiritually, other chakras come into play. And now, mind you, there are way more chakras than I am talking about here. But these, I think, are the most key important ones. Basically, we have your soul star chakra, the upper heart chakra, and the Earth Star Chakra. They're very powerful energy centers, and they do help accelerate your spiritual journey. They are part of your expanded chakra system, and they're like the VIP section, basically, because they are going to take you from that standard spiritual growth to that next level in your practice. So when you're sitting there listening to this, what comes to mind about your chakras? If you've never heard of chakras, do you have questions about them? If you have, and you can feel your chakras or you feel your energy, take a moment to reflect on your chakras. Do you feel any blockages? Have you noticed any things that could be blocked in your day-to-day life that could be attributed to your chakras? How do you feel when they're not aligned? Do you know when they're not aligned? Well, we're going to take a quick break real fast, and when we come back, we're going to dig deep into those other chakras. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Spiritual Tea with me, Reverend Dr. Kimmie. Now, before we took a break, we were focusing and touched on just the 7 main chakras, and we kind of mentioned some of the ones beyond that. Now, while the main chakras are vital for maintaining balance in your life, the expanded chakras, such as the upper heart chakra, soul star chakra, and earth star chakra, allow you to access deeper layers of spiritual wisdom and connection. Now, let's start with the upper heart chakra. The upper heart chakra is represented by turquoise or pink, very beautiful colors, and it's located between the heart and the throat. Now, this chakra is linked to unconditional love and higher compassion. This goes beyond your heart chakra. Um, the upper heart chakra is very about oneness, very tapped into the higher realms, and allows you to fall into, or drop down into your upper heart chakra just by even doing a quick meditation and just focusing on your upper heart chakra. You will notice that just by doing that, you will feel joy, immense joy. Like I got a little chill just by saying that because it's true. So I feel like that, even though the heart chakra is very important, I feel like sometimes we miss out on the ability to really truly feel deep empathy, deep compassion for humanity as a whole when we are not really tapped into that upper heart chakra. But that's my view, but however you want to say it. But it is that bridge between human love and something much greater. Like, it's like that feeling you get when you look at the world or the stars and you feel an overwhelming sense of connection and unity. That's what your upper heart chakra is about. So next time you're in meditation or taking a mindful moment, fall into that upper heart chakra, breathe deep and let that feeling, just feel it. That's all I can say. Now, when that chakra is activated, you'll also feel more of a draw to helping others. And I know in your spiritual journey, that's one of those things that we all wish. We want to help humanity in some fashion. I consider this part of my way of helping humanity in a way, because I'm trying to get whatever little bit of knowledge that I have gotten, however I got it, I'm trying to disseminate that and to help people understand what's going on while they're on their path. So that's, but whatever it is for you. But that is that one that really, really is active. When that's activated, with that, definitely. So when we're working with the upper heart chakra, you are connected straight up to the heavens and that beautiful, true compassion for humanity. And honestly, once that's awake, you'll notice a lot of things. Your relationships will shift. Your sense of overall peace dramatically changes. We can tend to be caught up in the day-to-day, and that's kind of like how our world works. But it's so much more than that. Life is so much more than that. We're all here to help, to grow, and to expand. And so when you've got that high frequency love always available to you, it's important chakra in my view. Now, another important one is the soul star chakra. Now, this one's kind of like your crown chakra is right about here where my hair is. I think about 6 inches. So around there, but that definitely connects you to your higher self and your divine purpose. This is that expansive energy. It's, you got the expansive energy of your upper heart chakra, and then you've got, when you think about it, your crown energy, right? Well, your soul star being right above that is also like an expansion of that. So it allows you to tap into your higher self in a different, more in tune way. It literally is tapping into your higher consciousness and your divinity. Really, you're just tapped in. And it really allows you to really connect with the collective wisdom of the universe. Now, we all know we are, well, if you don't know, now you know, but we are all beings of light. Our soul is light. We are energetic beings, okay? We have a human body. This is how we're navigating, and this is what we picked, and, we're rocking the skin, right? And looking good. But our energetic body is always connected to higher realms. So when your soul star chakra is activated, I know if you are someone who identifies as a medium or a sensitive in that way, if you channel, you also know that that's where you're getting your divine messages from. Let's think of it this way with divine messages. I know some people go, oh, weird voices in my head. Trust me, I have audio clear, so I'm always used to weird voices in my head. But when it comes to the soul star chakra and you connecting that way, think of it this way. If you're a writer or you're an artist of any kind, be it drawing, writing books, painter, whatever it is, graphics, doesn't matter. Where do you think all those ideas come from? I know we think they come from our brain. When they do, because anything you get divinely is always, remember, filtered through your system. So with that being said, that's an example of how you can think of divine thoughts. Or back in the day, people call it a muse. What's a muse? Well, a muse is the universe in most sort of situations. So if you think of the crown chakra is your spiritual gateway, the soul star is the doorway, like to your soul's higher purpose. It's where your soul's blueprint, your Akashic records, we might have to do an episode on that, where your Akashic records and your karmic history reside. So it's really a fascinating chakra because it's so much more than, it gives very deep spiritual insights. And sometimes those can be profound. You just have to, make sure you're using your intuition and listening, really, really listening. I know that sounds that might be a little intense for some people, but working with your soul chakra doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as practicing, like I was saying, meditation or visualization. I can't talk. Visualization. It also could be just connecting to that vibration. Or if you are energy sensitive, I know I'm not the best when it comes to visualizing, but I'm so sensitive that I can feel the vibration. So if I understand how different parts of my chakra system vibrate and where their frequency is, you can always expand your consciousness up. So you're setting your attention to expand your consciousness up, and you will feel that pressure on all of your chakras. You can feel that. So it's something that you can take stock in. So next time you do, be it a meditation practice, your daily meditation, whatever your practice is, take a step and think about that and connect upwards. Strengthen your intuition and expand your awareness upwards. Now, that's a good amount on that. Now we're going to go to the opposite, which is the Earth Star Chakra. Now, that is represented by black, brown, and deep red, very earthly colors, right? Now, that's going to be below your feet. So that's like into earth, like into earth. Like you got your feet, energetic feet, like literally inside earth, like just planted. And now that is lesser known. People don't really talk about this one as much. And I think really we get so hung up on like grounding with, the regular root chakra. We kind of just forget about the grounding that you can do with this chakra. It's, like I said, below your feet. And it's really what truly connects you to Mother Earth. It really is. It's basically the Earth Star grounds you into the physical. So the energy of Mother Earth itself. Now, we have to understand that she is alive, just like we are alive. So, when we're grounding into our Earth Star Chakra, which is basically beyond your basic root chakra grounding, you're grounding into the earth. Now, you can ground into the new earth now because it's here. And that will also be a key thing to keep sane in these crazy times as well, that grounding. It's not a traditional chakra, of course, but it is a vital one. Just like, like I said, I think we over exaggerate some of the other ones and forget about these. But as we awaken and connect with our higher frequencies, we need to stay rooted in the physical body and our lives. And that's where that Earth Star Chakra comes in. It's helping us keep grounded. Now, to connect with your Earth Star Chakra, there's a grounding exercise that I would recommend. It's a real quick one, and you can even do it while you're sitting here. So now when we're using our root chakra, we basically ground into the earth. And when we're doing our Earth Star Chakra, we're grounding deep into the earth. So I want to give you the best thing on that. So take a moment to journal or meditate on those expanded chakras. Journaling, take a moment while we're taking a break to think about your upper heart chakra, your soul star chakra, and your Earth Star Chakra and how they show up in your life. How can you balance these to deepen your spiritual connection to source? And when we come back, we're going to explore this more, and I'll give you a little bit of a tip to ground into your soul star. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I hope you had a great little break there too. And I didn't want to leave you hanging, but I wanted to make sure we took the break before I got into a grounding exercise. I don't want to make you hold your breath or something, and then I'm going to be right back. That makes no sense. So, quick little grounding exercise. It's very similar to grounding with your root chakra, but with the soul chakra, the earth chakra, I want you to basically feel or visualize when you take a breath, and you can hold it, but I want you to get familiar with your breath. Okay. So just breathe in and out like you would in a meditative state. And I want you to feel, now, if you're sitting on the ground, it's a little easier. I'm in a chair, but just visualize past all of that. You want to visualize soft dirt earth, and then kind of that you're sitting on it. So feel that grounding first, that initial grounding to Mother Earth. And then I want you to visualize or feel like you are a big oak tree in a way, because, roots go down way deep. So I want you to visualize roots, that you are connected to the earth, and just feel them stretch, like feel your legs stretch down and touch deep within the core. Like just feel the warmth even on your feet of the core. So that's a good visualization in my view, where you're feeling or visualizing or both, and really sitting with that and knowing you'll feel more grounded. You'll also feel way more grounded than you do if you're just using your root chakra. So that is a really good tip to do that with. Now, another thing that ties all of this together is, and I know you may or may not have heard about it, but Kundalini energy. Now, anyone that's been meditating for a good amount of time may or may not feel this. I know in the community, spiritual community, sometimes it's kind of, let's do a Kundalini awakening, and everything is going to change. And that's true on some occasions. There are such things as instant Kundalini awakening. Now, let me back up. What is the Kundalini? Okay, what the heck am I talking about? It's literally the energy that flows, kind of like lava. And it feels like that sometimes too, through all your chakras, up up into here in your third eye, and it gives you, you start to wake up to your true purpose when that happens. It can happen all at once, which has its own bag of downsides with that. But most of the time, it rises and falls, just like as we're going through our awakening, it goes up and down. Sometimes, now mind you, it also is tied to sexuality in a way, because it is a sexual type of energy. Not to be, too TMI, but it is. And sometimes, I don't know if you have, I know it's happened to me, you may be meditating and feel that heat at the bottom of your spine and may feel it kind of going up. And then it kind of feels like, wait, that feels a little like something else. Wink, wink. So it is one of those things where it is, they call it the serpent, because it really does wind through, and it rises up the spine, passes through each chakra until it reaches the crown. And that is where you get the true spiritual awakening start to happen. Now, mind you, it's going to happen before this, but there's a lot of things and knowledge that you may start being led to, or understanding more about the universe when this starts to happen. It's especially important here that it does work in harmony. Basically, it does work in harmony with the expanded chakras and the activation of the expanded chakras. So it's allowing you to have more divine wisdom, more connection to spirit, and this energy is powerful. It's not subtle at all. And now, as a woman who is 48 years old, yes, I'm 48, I'm saying my age, I and a lot of other women go through our physical changes, hot flashes. And so for those of you who are saying, well, maybe it's just a hot flash, when honey, it's the different type of heat. And if you know, it's a different type of heat. So that is a key indicator, heat at the base of your spine. When you're meditating, that your Kundalini is activated and you are starting to really, really wake up and really come into your power. That's where a lot of the hard work is moving forward, but it's still an important part of your journey. It can get a little sticky though, because if you have energy blockages, and that's where energy work comes into play as well. But if you have energy blockages, it has to wiggle around and move through your chakras. So if there is some trauma trapped in your body, it's going to work it out. And you may notice when you do meditate and you're feeling Kundalini energy, you might start to sway this way or stretch your arm this way, because that energy is moving through your body. And as it moves through your body, it's trying to get and attack those blockages so you can get ready to let them go, or whatever it is that's blocking that. And those will show up in your life. It's not just that it's going to show up because, I did a meditation and, I unblocked some things. Good on me. I'm good. That's not that's not how it's going to work. It literally is a process. So I wanted to make sure I tapped in and touched on that when talking about the expanded chakras. Now, it's also important to remember that Kundalini energy is highly intelligent and it knows exactly what you need for growing and healing. So it's not like I said, you're not going to just wake up and be done. It's the beginning. So in essence, it's like peeling back the layers of yourself. And on this podcast, I want to make sure we are understanding that nothing is instant, right? Even when I'm doing my coaching work, and if you are interested in that, go to my website, which is RevDrKimmie, Rev Dr. Kimmie. I can't do anything but hold space for you and help you. But when it comes to these things, it's sometimes good to have someone to help you through them. Now, I want to take another quick little break. And like I mentioned, anything that you want to know about me is on my website, RevDrKimmie.com, Rev Dr. Kimmie. And you can explore all of my services that I offer there. There's a couple of ebooks that I have written, and I will be doing some book giveaways as well later on. And just take a moment, give a look over there, and we'll be right back. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some other things that are related to your spiritual practice. Welcome back to the Spiritual Tea with me, Reverend Dr. Kimmie. Now, we've talked a lot about the main chakras. We've talked about some of the more, I feel, important other chakras that we don't talk about a lot. And we even touched on Kundalini, which I think might need its own episode. Hold that thought for that. But right now, I want to give us some practical ways to support your awakening, activate and balance your chakras, stuff that's really nitty gritty, like energy work, right? Now, the key to balancing your chakras is maintaining that harmony between your body, mind, and spirit. That's where authenticity comes in. And it's just one of the most powerful ways to activate your chakra is basically through focused meditation, also breath work. Breath work is very, very important. When it comes to, okay, I'm going to give a real quick one. Another little quick tip. You can quickly do this. And when I say quickly, I mean you don't have to sit down formally to do a meditation for this, but to check how your chakras feel. If you're in tune with your intuition and you are especially an energy sensitive person, and if not, like I said, you can still do this with visualization. But when it comes to your chakras, you don't have to worry about the colors, you don't have to worry about the correct name, none of that. You know where they are in your body, right? Think of it like kind of like a stoplight. You have all those different things, right? So you can literally focus on your crown chakra. Take a deep breath, focus on your crown chakra. And I'm trying to do it while I'm doing the pockets, which is kind of weird. But so you focus on your crown chakra. Now, when I focus on my crown chakra, I feel pressure. But can I feel that swirling of energy? I can. It's a little hard on that one. So basically, you can take some time and go through each one of your chakras and focus. Put your intention and your focus right there. And notice what you feel in your body. Notice any sensations whatsoever. Notice any emotions that come up when you are focused on that particular chakra. That alone, that small little practice might actually help you figure out where your blockages are, or can help you match the blockage to the chakra when you are doing it that way. So that's a really quick tip, and it doesn't take a long time. You can take as long as you want, or even do just 3 chakras, at a time. But also with breath work, when we meditate or when we are in a meditative state, we tend to, for one, we're always taking a deep breath in towards the crown and then letting it all out. So you're clearing your system of that, right? But as you sit and meditate, you notice that your breath is very calm, right? So when you're doing breath work, you're doing, and I'm not an expert on breath work, but how do I explain this? If you're a woman, you might know this, especially if you've had a kid. Lamaze breathing, in a way. You can actually do that type of breathing, like, and you can use that as a way of clearing blockages. But there are, and I might have to do a whole thing on breath work because I am good on it, but not that good. And I might have to do some research on it, but it's definitely something to look into. Now, I said the word meditation a couple of times, and I don't want people to feel overwhelmed that every time they do or watch an episode of mine, they have to go immediately find a meditation pillow and do it. Meditation comes in so many different forms. It could be simply just while I'm working, I sit and I listen to specific Hertz music and let it do its magic while I'm working. That is type of a meditation in itself. So it doesn't take hours and hours. It can be quick, but the more you do it, the more you probably just want to do more of it. So it tends to be a practice that builds upon itself, in my view. Now, that leads me into sound therapy because I mentioned my music. One of my favorite hobbies is singing. I'm in a choir, and I was in choir years and years ago, and now I'm in a choir again. But I think we all understand by now the healing power that music as a whole provides us. When you listen to your favorite music, when, say, you're sad and you listen to sad music, it's not like you really want to listen to be more sad music, but it's resonating with your current vibration of being sad, for example. So music is something that we can use to keep us in a specific vibration or to bring us out of a specific vibration. And it can also clear energy blocks and help with clearing energy blocks. It's like, you know, your energy. You know, everything is energy and vibration. What is music? Hello, it's vibration. It sounds good, but it's still vibration. So just by hearing specific sounds or frequencies, it resonates deep within and it can shift your energy in real subtle and also really powerful ways. Now, each chakra does resonate with a specific frequency. And you can go online. I could list a whole lot of stuff, but that would take another episode too. But if you look online and just look up Hertz frequencies for chakras, you'll notice that each one has one. So if you say you want to focus on a specific chakra and do your energy work on that one chakra, you might go and find, like, for example, 528 is the miracle tone, they call it, the love frequency. So this one's all about transformation on a emotional level. That one alone is got tons of power behind it. So do some digging and find what works for you, especially when it comes to music. Now, movement of the body is another way to clear energy blocks. Simply stretching. When you remember when you were young, now I don't know about me now. I don't think I do this. And now that I'm saying it out loud and putting it with this, I need to do this more. But when we were younger, we would always wake up and go, oh, and stretch and this and move our bodies. Now when we get older, we just glad we woke up and that something might work, right? So that's a good practice. If you are someone that doesn't get a chance to move a lot, be it you have a desk job, or even if you are moving for work, moving for the pure enjoyment of moving your body, like taking, for example, a Tai Chi class. I would love to take Tai Chi myself, but it opens up those energy pathways in your body. So along with the grounding exercises and the energy work that you can do, be it breath work, simple meditations, um, movement, incorporating these things into your daily routine can be optimal for not only your awakening, because, you know, that's something we're all going through. Well, not all. Whoever is going to awaken, they're going to awaken. But basically, right now, with the awakenings happening massively on the planet as she gets more and more awakening energy, um, it's up to us to kind of, help other people who are coming on this new. So, with that being said, you always want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, though. You know, making sure your chakras are aligned. You may need energy work done on you. I provide energy work. So if you want to do, and I do mine virtually, I can go in person, but I do them online. Um, so that's one of the services I offer, is basically Egyptian Reiki is what I do. Sekam Session Reiki. Um, but energy work, doing movement of your body, understanding these things really allows you to tap in to not only source, but tap into your own divinity and what you're here to do. Because I just want to stress, we're all here on this journey together of humanity. We're all human. We're all in this together. And the more you expand your consciousness, the more your expanded consciousness is contributing to the awakening of more beautiful souls. It's also contributing to your well-being and to your soul's purpose. And sometimes when I work with people, purpose is the thing that we all strive to be of service in some way. And it's hard in this dimension, in this, to do that. So be gentle with yourself, have self-compassion, and do the work. Do the work, because it's worth it in the end. So honestly, I really want to thank you guys for tuning into the second episode of The Spiritual Tea with me, Reverend Dr. Kimmie. And I also want to just reiterate that you should go ahead, and if you need any coaching in this arena, need energy work, I'm here. I'm not just this random person that you're watching. I'm here. I can help you. Write me an email. Find me on LinkedIn. Find me on TikTok, especially on TikTok. I'm always on there. And just, contact me. All you got to do is reach out. So I hope that this conversation has inspired you to meditate, to think deeper about your chakras and your awakening journey. Maybe I even pique some curiosity or some questions about Kundalini, or things that you can do in your daily life as a practice. So these are things I want to help you with on your personal journey. As we have these conversations, I want you to awaken, but I want you to do it at a way where you're doing everything for your highest good. So I would love to just hug everybody if I could with that message. But yeah, so do some grounding exercises today. Ground into Mother Earth. Do all those things. Just a couple of minutes a day. That's all you need to do. In any case, join me next time as we continue this beautiful conversation on our spiritual journeys together. Until then, I want you to take care of yourselves, stay centered, and keep shining your light. You have been listening to The Spiritual Tea with me, Reverend Dr. Kimmie, brewing balance for the mind, body, and soul on Transformation Talk Radio. Whether you're ready to shake things up with a big life change, want to elevate your spiritual game, or are just here to sip on some fresh perspectives about living in tune with your highest self, I've got you covered. This is your personal tea party for the soul, where transformation, elevation, and alignment are always on the menu. Every fourth Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, grab your favorite cup, settle in, and let's brew some magic together. For more information on how to connect with me, visit revdrkimmie.com. That's REVDRKIMMIE.com.